Welcome back to WIS News Primetime. A top issue surrounding American schools is teacher shortages, and Teachers of Tomorrow granted several $6,000 scholarships to aspiring and new teachers to help mitigate costs with certifications. One of those scholarship recipients, Ade G, joins us now to tell us about his passion for teaching. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. So I just love this, and obviously a huge thank you to you for what you do and all the other teachers. What got you into this career field in the first place?
So I actually come from a family of educators. My grandmother was an educator. My mom's an educator as well. Learned a lot from my father, just innately. But one thing that I really got a lot of experience in was in the music industry. And I started to see the ills of people who I was working with at the time. Some names that come to mind: Young Lean, Blady, Playboy Cardi, someone actually who was on court in trial recently. Just as an example, Young Thug, he can't use this sort of content in his music now, but I saw where things were steering in a negative way, and I wanted to be a positive influence in the lives of the youth. And I was really working hard at the time when I started in college to be, an influential figure, but I didn't want to promote the wrong things to children. So I always cognizant. My mom has a daycare in Brooklyn, and I wanted to, try to find ways to actually help my community rather than to just be another statistic. And I wanted to find ways to actually make my community a better place.
And I feel like there's no better way to do that than with the kids.
Exactly.
With the kids, they're our future, and you actually teach elementary kiddos,
yes,
is that right?
Yes, I teach elementary, so it's kindergarten, all the way up to 5th grade. And this year is a really, really special year for me because I'm working with special education. So this is my first time getting experience in that, field specifically, but that alone, that area is just, really rewarding because I see them push themselves beyond the limitations that, society might have set upon them, So that's something that's really cool for me, and working with them outside of the special education group, even the 5th graders, they're trying to be cool, at that age, but still just giving them opportunity to, express themselves in ways that they might not have felt comfortable before.
Yeah.
So
I feel like being able to express themselves, especially at a young age where you can be easily influenced by mentors, whether that's good or bad, and so having good mentors and teachers that are pouring into their lives can make such a difference. Now let's talk about what you have in your hand right here. Tell us a little bit about what this is and how you utilize it.
So I utilize this character. So I have this thing that I'm focusing on. It's actually a YouTube channel that I'm working on called Art Dad. I'm working alongside my wife, and the whole concept is to promote the learning through play, but outside of that, this, social development, cognitive development, emotional development, physical development, and I'm trying to incorporate all of these different aspects into my teaching methods. So I'm teaching art, I'm an art teacher, but outside of teaching art, I'm also thinking of ways that, say if a student feels left out, how can we bring them back in? If we see a student who is, maybe really, loud and they want to, take the lead, how do we help them actually do something that's effective, in the classroom? So this YouTube channel specifically is just me utilizing 4 characters that I made. I made a beach ball, a bear, a block, and a crayon. And the show is actually called Preschool of Business.
Oh my goodness.
It helps kids, get engaged with, maybe something that they might have been, feeling like, hey, this is too heady for me. It makes it fun.
Yes.
And we make songs, and it's really something that will help my daughters too. I have 2 daughters, and I want to encourage them, just to, to be their best. So this is something that helps me, create characters and utilize these things that might be really, complex concepts, and makes it fun for them to understand.
It truly does. I mean, if you are having fun, that is just opening you up to all different ways to learn. And I love how you're blending the two. Now, tell me about this scholarship and what it means to you to be a recipient of a $6,000 scholarship.
Right. It's going to help me, expand my career, of course, help me support my family. But outside of that, this year specifically has given me an opportunity to work with other teachers who, are very developed in their field, expertise. They know a lot. I'm learning a lot from them. But it's kind of getting me a foot in the door to actually continue that legacy that I was mentioning earlier. And I was delving deeper into my actual last name, G. I was learning about the cultures of G's Bend. It's a lot of rich history there. And even Martin Luther King Jr., he came to speak to the people of G's Bend to encourage them to vote. So I'm just trying to carry on that legacy of making a meaningful career, like I was saying earlier. Just to leave an impact and, create a framework that people can mirror.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And ending with this, what would be your message to other aspiring teachers?
Just, stay positive. I think today's, environment is kind of a lot of doom and gloom, especially in this political climate. I think the real goal is to just find ways to reach out to those who are lost, keep God first, and just, find a way to actually uplift. I think the best teacher is Christ, honestly.
Absolutely.
He was one who liked to, wipe his servants' feet, so just looking at the least of those in your classroom and push them to their best potential.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and congratulations. And thank you for the work you do pouring into our youth and our students, and so many incredible teachers out there. So we appreciate it, but let's go ahead and throw things over to our meteorologist, Vaughn Gaskin. Vaughn, beautiful football weather tonight.
Absolutely.